Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. It's now 2025 and today we're discussing a classic, the 2015 Lenovo ThinkPad L450. Can this decade-old machine still handle serious creative work? We'll find out by installing one of the most creator-friendly Linux distributions, Ubuntu Studio 24.04.3 LTS, codenamed Noble Numbat. This is the latest long-term support release, packed with numerous new tools. Get ready for an in-depth exploration. This is a comprehensive installation guide covering everything from preparation to a fully optimized creative workstation. Before commencing the installation, let us ensure all necessary items are at hand. Consider this our pre-flight checklist. First, your ThinkPad L450. Ensure it is fully charged, or ideally remain plugged into the mains throughout the process. Second, a USB drive with at least 8 GB capacity. This will serve as our installation medium. Third, a reliable internet connection. We require this to download the Ubuntu Studio ISO file. Fourth, download the ISO and create a bootable USB on another computer. Finally, if your ThinkPad L450 hard drive contains any important data, back it up immediately. Once you have all these items ready, we can proceed to the next step. Our first step is to obtain the Ubuntu Studio ISO file. This step requires a functional computer with an internet connection. Open your web browser, search for Ubuntu Studio on Google, and visit the Ubuntu Studio official website. On the Ubuntu Studio official website, navigate to the Downloads section and ensure you select Ubuntu Studio 24.4.3 LTS. This is crucial. For faster download speeds, choose the mirror that best suits your download method. During the download process, we require a tool to burn the ISO file onto a USB drive, rendering it bootable. I recommend Balena Etcher. It is cross-platform, free, and exceptionally straightforward to use. Please download and install Etcher on your current computer. After downloading the Ubuntu Studio ISO file and installing Etcher, insert your USB drive. Launch Etcher, select the downloaded ISO file, then choose your USB drive as the target device. Please double-check that you have selected the correct drive. Choosing the wrong one could erase important data from other drives. Click Flash and let Etcher work its magic. This process may take several minutes, depending on your USB drive speed. Upon completion, you will receive a confirmation message. Do not format the USB drive afterwards, simply eject it safely. Once the bootable USB is prepared, we insert it into the ThinkPad L450. Power on the ThinkPad L450. When the Lenovo logo appears, repeatedly press the F1 key to enter the BIOS utility settings. Within the BIOS, navigate to the Restart tab and select OS Optimized Defaults. Set this to Enabled and press Enter to confirm. Then press F9 to restore default settings. Subsequently, press F10 to save and exit. At this point, the ThinkPad L450 will reboot. When the Lenovo boot screen reappears, press the F12 key to enter the boot menu. Within the boot menu, select to boot from the USB HDD and press Enter. Now we have arrived at the Ubuntu Studio GROB menu. Within the Ubuntu Studio GROB menu, we can select our preferred boot method. Typically, the first default option is the one we desire. Select Try or Install Ubuntu Studio and press Enter. Your ThinkPad L450 laptop will then load the fully functional Ubuntu Studio Live desktop environment directly from your USB drive without accessing your internal hard drive. On this ThinkPad L450, loading the Ubuntu Studio Live desktop environment took less than 2 minutes. Before you begin, first set your language, then select your keyboard layout, followed by configuring your network, and finally we select Try Ubuntu Studio. We have now arrived at the Ubuntu Studio Live environment, which runs entirely from your USB drive. Rest assured, nothing is being installed onto your hard drive. This live environment allows you to test Ubuntu Studio and ensure everything functions correctly before proceeding with installation. Feel free to click around, open applications, and experience the operating system without installing anything. This is a crucial step before a formal installation, allowing you to check all hardware components, including but not limited to Wi-Fi, sound, screen resolution, touchpad, and other hardware, to ensure they function correctly. This ensures Ubuntu Studio is compatible with your ThinkPad L450 hardware before proceeding with installation. If all tests proceed without issue, we can proceed with the installation. On the Ubuntu Studio Live desktop, you will notice an icon labeled Install Ubuntu Studio. Double-clicking this will launch the installer. the Ubuntu Studio installer is graphical in nature. Whilst not the most visually striking, it is robust and offers a highly intuitive guided approach. It will step-by-step guide us through the entire installation process. Step 1 is to set the language. The default setting is usually suitable for your language, but you may change it here if required. Step 2 is to configure the keyboard layout. You may test it in the provided text box. Step 3 is to select your network connection. I chose not to use a network for an offline installation. Step 4 involves selecting the installation method with two options available. The first is an interactive installation, suitable for users who wish to be guided through the process step by step. The second is an automated installation, intended for advanced users possessing an autoinstall.yam file, enabling consistent and repeatable system configuration. Here, we shall select the interactive installation and click Next. Step 5 involves installing recommended proprietary software. Here, we tick the boxes to install third-party graphics and Wi-Fi hardware drivers. Then click Next. Step 6 is disk partitioning. Now, this is the most crucial step and where most new users feel nervous. Please pay close attention. We have two primary options: erase disk and install Ubuntu Studio and manual installation. As we are performing a clean installation on this ThinkPad L450, we shall select erase disk and install Ubuntu Studio. Within the advanced features, we may also choose the disk format for formatting, as well as whether to encrypt it. You may select these according to your requirements. Then press OK to confirm, followed by Next. Step 7 is to create your account, including your name, your computer name, your username, and your password. For added security, I recommend ticking the option Require Password to log in. Then click Next. Step 80, configure your time zone. Here you can select your region by clicking a location on the map, which will be used to set the clock and time zone. Then click Next. Step 90, confirm your selections. The installer will display a summary of your choices. Please review everything one last time. Should you notice any errors, you may return and make changes. If everything appears correct, click Install. The installation process will now commence. During this period, the installer will copy files, install the system, and configure all settings. You will observe a progress bar alongside slides showcasing Ubuntu Studio features and usage tips. This provides an excellent opportunity to pass the time while gaining further insight into your new operating system. It is also an ideal moment to witness the transformation unfold. Upon completion, a message will appear prompting you to either continue using the system in trial mode or reboot it. Click to reboot. During the reboot, once the screen goes black, it is crucial to remove your USB installation media. This prevents your ThinkPad L450 from attempting to boot from the USB again. Your ThinkPad L450 will now reboot, this time booting directly into your newly installed Ubuntu Studio. Upon first boot, the system informs us that your system or user configuration has not yet been optimized for audio production. To resolve this, a system restart is required. Click OK to reboot the system. After a brief wait, we arrived at the brand new Creative Center. This is the KD Plasma desktop customized by the Studio team. It is clean, fast, and highly configurable. Crucially, the Studio Controls panel serves as the command center for our multimedia tasks, with all creative software neatly organized and arranged here. For a freshly installed Ubuntu Studio, the first step is to verify that drivers are correctly installed. As the L450 primarily utilizes Intel integrated graphics, proprietary drivers are generally unnecessary. However, if you have installed a Wi-Fi card or selected specific graphics options, run the additional drivers utility to ensure all devices employ optimal drivers. Next, navigate to Settings and locate the additional drivers. The Intel HD graphics should be automatically recognized and utilize the open source driver, which is generally optimal for Linux. We can now observe that the Intel hardware is functioning correctly. Next, we shall check for updates. Although the Ubuntu Studio ISO is the latest version, new security patches and software updates are frequently released. Typically, we can check for updates via the Discover Store or the terminal. We shall use the terminal for this task. It is both powerful and swift. You may launch it by clicking the terminal icon or using the shortcut Ctrl Alt+T. First, type sudo apt update and press enter. It will prompt you for your password. This command refreshes the list of available packages. Next, enter apt list upgradable to view software eligible for upgrading. Then, enter sudo apt get dist upgrade and press enter. This displays a list of all upgradable packages. Press Y for yes to proceed. This ensures you have all the latest security patches and software, which is a crucial first step for maintaining security and stability. Afterwards, we need to restart the computer to apply these updates. The installation process has now reached a natural break. Next, let us review Ubuntu Studio 24.04.3 LTS and this ThinkPad L450. First, let us appreciate the ThinkPad L450. It is not the flashy X1 Carbon, it is a practical, rugged business machine. Why did I choose this particular model? 3 words: durability, upgradability, and keyboard. Firstly, the ThinkPad L450's processor. It features a 5th generation Intel Core i5 U-series chip. So is it powerful? Not particularly. But paired with the right operating system, is it efficient and sufficiently fast? Absolutely. Secondly, the ThinkPad L450's upgradability is where the magic truly lies. This machine is a tinkerer's dream. We can effortlessly install up to 16 GB of DDR3L memory. Crucially, we can also replace the aging mechanical hard drive with a blisteringly fast SATA SSD. This simple upgrade alone makes the machine feel 5 years younger. Thirdly, the ThinkPad L450's ports are crucial for a studio setup. It features USB 3.0 for audio interfaces, a mini DisplayPort for external monitors, and a reliable Ethernet connection. It offers all the connectivity modern creative devices require. Fourth is the ThinkPad L450's tactile experience. Honestly, that keyboard. If you've spent hours coding, taking notes, or scripting like this, you'll appreciate the superiority of ThinkPad keyboards. The issue now is that as times change, Windows frequently strains this otherwise flawless hardware, so it's time to transplant the operating system. And so we have this video program, the operating system that gives this laptop a second lease of life: Ubuntu Studio 24.04.3 LTS. This isn't just a standard Ubuntu with a few extra applications. It's an operating system crafted specifically for creators. First, Ubuntu Studio's desktop environment. It utilizes the KDE Plasma desktop. Why is this significant? It's remarkably lightweight and highly customizable. It boasts a modern aesthetic without burdening our aging CPU. Second is the stability of LTS. This is a long-term support release. This means it's stable, secure, and will remain supported until 2029. As a professional, you need this long-term reliability. Third is Ubuntu Studio's secret weapon, Studio Control. It's a game changer. Ubuntu Studio includes a tool called Studio Control. We use it to manage the low-latency kernel critical for musicians and configure our audio and video hardware. It absorbs Linux's typical complexity and encapsulates it within a supremely simple interface. Fourth is Ubuntu Studio's powerful, feature-rich pre-installation. It comes pre-loaded with a comprehensive suite of audio, video, graphics, and photography tools. All are professional-grade applications ready to use straight out of the box. Perhaps before installation, or when you first opened this video, you might have wondered, would the transition go smoothly? Now we see it has gone very smoothly indeed. ThinkPad compatibility with Linux has always been excellent, and the L450 is no exception. You might have worried about drivers before installation. In reality, all hardware is recognized instantly. Wi-Fi, no problem. Bluetooth for the wireless mouse, no problem. Sound card. Crucially, the Realtek audio codec is recognized immediately and operates with low latency straight away. Even minor components, the brightness control keys, volume buttons, function flawlessly. Next comes its boot speed and operational responsiveness. Upon pressing the power button, the ThinkPad L450 swiftly passes through the startup sequence. It feels snappy and runs smoothly, recapturing that premium machine feel. Honestly, if your old laptop is sluggish, this machine is your savior. Right then, let's continue. The flagship digital audio workstation DAW within Ubuntu Studio is Ardor. Ardor is a professional, comprehensive, cross-platform DAW. It handles multi-track recording, MIDI sequencing, advanced mixing, and mastering. Anyone familiar with Pro Tools or Cubase will recognize its interface immediately. It features a track list, mixer view, and editing timeline. Through it we can swiftly create a new project. Add a stereo track for a background beat along with a MIDI track. It integrates support for LV2 and VST plugins, making your professional effects and instrument sounds readily accessible. It runs on optimized Pipewire and JSK systems, ensuring minimal resource consumption and outstanding performance. Synthesis, sequencing, and drumming are areas where every producer requires exceptional sound sources. Ubuntu Studio comes equipped with precisely these sound sources. For drums, we have Hydrogen. This is a powerful, advanced drum machine and sequencer. It excels at rapidly laying down intricate rhythmic patterns. We can easily synchronize Hydrogen with Ardor using JCK transport controls. For synthesis, let's examine Surge XT. This is a formidable synthesizer, a triple oscillator hybrid subtractive wavetable synthesizer that is entirely open source with astonishing sonic quality. When adjusting parameters, low latency translates to zero latency, even under complex modulation. This ecosystem, the tight integration between DAWs like Ardor and instruments such as Surge XT and Hydrogen, transforms this operating system into a genuine studio environment. Editing, mastering, and effects are equally vital in post-production. For rapid, destructive editing and analysis, we have Audacity. It comes as standard, pre-installed, and ready to use. For mixing and mastering, the built-in plugins are excellent. Ubuntu Studio boasts everything from professional-grade equalizers to compressors, many sourced from the CAF and LEDSPA libraries. Crucially, the system supports open formats like LV2's Linux Audio Developers Simple Plugin API and Universal VSTs via the plugin bridge, ensuring compatibility with many commercial plugins you may already own. We can open a short recording in Ardor and apply a simple equalizer and compressor from the included library, which integrates seamlessly into the mixer. Let us employ a swift audio workflow to integrate all elements. Step 1. Preparation. We ensure Studio Controls is set to performance mode. Step 2. Audio tracks. We shall record a brief voice-over sample within Ardor. Step 3. Arrangement. We shall incorporate our composed beat within Hydrogen. Step 4. Mixing. I shall adjust the volume levels and apply a reverb plugin to the vocal track. Step 5. Export. Finally, we shall export the completed stereo mix. The speed of the Ubuntu Studio system renders the final rendering process remarkably swift and reliable. This comprehensive end-to-end workflow, built entirely upon FUSA software, demonstrates the true power and professionalism of Ubuntu Studio. At the heart of the video editing capabilities lies Kdenlive. Kdenlive is a powerful nonlinear video editor capable of handling everything from basic trimming to complex effects and 4K footage. Built upon the robust FMPEG library, it ensures support for a wide range of file formats. It features the familiar multi-track timeline, project bin, and monitor windows. It supports special effects, transitions, and advanced tools such as tracing and keyframe animation. The stability of 24.04.3 LTS is paramount for video editing, as a single crash could undo hours of work. For 3D artists, it's worth noting that Blender, the world-class industry standard 3D suite, is pre-installed in Ubuntu Studio and ready to use. It leverages the latest OpenGL Vulkan support for smooth viewport performance. For visual artists, we have two giants in graphic design and illustration, GIMP and Krita. GMP is a GNU image processing program equivalent to Photoshop, used for photo editing, retouching, and graphic manipulation. It features layers, masks, filters, and supports a vast array of brushes and formats. Krita is the star in the field of digital painting and illustration. Krita was designed from the outset as a painting tool, boasting a powerful brush engine, pressure sensitivity for graphics tablets, and exceptional color management. For comic artists or digital illustrators, Krita on Ubuntu Studio offers a professional-grade setup. Thanks to updated kernel drivers in the 24.04.3 HWE stack, its integration with graphics tablets Wacom, Huion, etc. is outstanding. For our photographers, we utilize Darktable within our photographic workflow. Darktable is an open-source virtual lightbox and darkroom tool designed for photographers. Here, you can process RAW files. It operates non-destructively, meaning your original images remain safe and untouched. You gain precise control over exposure, color curves, sharpening, and noise reduction. Efficient file management and stable performance ensure batch processing of large volumes of high-resolution RAW images remains a seamless experience. So, what's the conclusion? Can a 2015 ThinkPad L450 run Ubuntu Studio in 2025? The answer is yes, but with caveats. For basic creative tasks, audio recording, 2D design, and light photo editing, it performs admirably. Low latency audio is a particular strength. Heavy-duty tasks like 4K video editing or complex 3D rendering are best left to newer machines. But as a portable, dedicated, and free creative workstation, it absolutely stands out. If you happen to have an old laptop lying about, I'd strongly recommend giving Ubuntu Studio a try. It effectively reduces electronic waste and maximizes the lifespan of your hardware. Have you installed Linux on your ThinkPad L450 laptop? Have you installed Ubuntu Studio on your old laptop? Please share your experience in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Click subscribe for more tech content and hit the notification bell to ensure you don't miss our next video. Thank you for watching. I hope this sharing has been enlightening for everyone.